Hi, Dr. Hewlin, here we are again. It's time for assignment 7, and again, I really appreciate all the help you've given me, and I just again resubmitted my Chapter 4 assignment. I really have no talent with URLs, clearly, and with hyperlinking, and I'm really sorry, and I hope it won't reflect too poorly on me. Anyhow, again, Chapter 7, and my video skills may not be the best. I'm hoping this gets to you on time this time. And so your format this time is a little bit more structured. I'm going to be outlining what I'm doing and when I'm doing it, except for where you've asked me not to. So here we are. Here's part A. You know, Jim, when you call me brain dead and tease me, I feel really hurt. And that's because I feel like I put a lot of work into our conversations and into my responses, and I feel like perhaps those aren't being valued like I really want them to be and recognized like I hope that they would be. Bob, when you don't return my phone calls, I feel really concerned and slighted because I really worry about whatever's going on, or there's some important piece of news that I need to get to you, and I feel like perhaps I'm not important when you don't take my phone calls. Chris, when you didn't buy me anything other than a card for my birthday, I felt really let down because I had had some high hopes and some high expectations after we had been dating for these last 6 months, and I really was hoping for a little something more, and I feel like maybe I miscommunicated my feelings and their depth. Lindsay, at work, when you interrupt in our meetings, I feel really kind of cast aside and unimportant because I prepare for the meetings and I put a lot of work together with my notes and my memos and come very prepared and then feel like my opinions aren't valued at all. Okay, here we are in part B, the DESC script, and I'm just going to be describing a little bit as I go along, like you've asked me to, so here we are in the describe. Kathy, thanks a lot for sitting down with me today and taking time out of your schedule. I know you're really busy with deadlines you've got coming up and how things are kind of getting stacked together for you, so I really do appreciate the time. I'll be very brief. Last week in our weekly meeting to discuss the account overviews and kind of the financial flow of the company, you got really down on me about the travel account and the work that had been done on it. And I felt like perhaps there was something wrong, there was maybe a mistake made, but you really berated me for it. Here's my expression of feelings. And when you got down on me and really kind of dragged me out in front of our colleagues and discussed this issue and criticized heavily the work without realizing that it wasn't indeed my work, I felt very hurt and disregarded and unimportant and kind of dejected, honestly, as a member of this team because I've worked very hard with you for a very long time and I thought you would be more considerate of the work that I do, and a little bit, perhaps, I felt like my work isn't valued at all. And here's specify. So specifically, what I'd like is if there was any way you could make a note, perhaps, or mention in next week's meeting that the issue that had come up was indeed not something that I had had anything to do with. You know, I'm not asking you to kind of backstep and take a cue from me. Rather, I'd really just like to talk about this in the group meeting in this very convivial atmosphere that we've always had, and mention that we've continued to get some good work done over in my department, and that what was brought up last week was just a mistake. Now it's consequences. You know, if we can't work something out like this, I'm not really sure what to say. I may have to seek a transfer over to another department, even though we've had a very long, very congenial relationship, and I've always felt very open with you about talking about when I had an issue or there was some kind of problem that's come up. We've never had an issue in the past, and I'd like to see us get through with this, but again, if we can't seem to come to any kind of conclusion or satisfactory agreement for the both of us, I may just have to apply for an interdepartmental transfer. again, I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me, and I really hope that we can work this out quickly and expeditiously, as I know we've both got a whole lot of deadlines coming up, and we sure wouldn't want to waste any more time on this than we have to. So here we are in section C, kind of outlining some emotional responses to a friend that's grieving over a grandmother, and I've read our kind of situation, and I'm going to be using an actual experience that happened not that long ago with a friend of mine named Jen, whose grandmother did pass away. Kind of work into this one the fact that I knew Jen's grandma really well. We'd all grown up together, and we used to go over to her house, so kind of actually emotional for me, so I'm going to try to keep it as leveled as possible. So the first thing I noticed in ours is the confirmation of the person and their emotions. Jen, I'm really, really sorry to hear that your grandma died. I wanted you to know that I'm really sorry. And the next one is kind of, in my opinion, giving the permission to the person to grieve, sorry. And in kind of working with it, I'm grieving as well. Jen, I'm really going to miss your grandma Bev too. She was really special to all of us and really was a big part of all the lives of the kids around here when we were growing up. The next one is kind of encouraging them to talk about their feelings and their loss. So, Jen, how are you doing? Are you doing okay? Are you getting through? I don't necessarily know how you're going, what you're going through, how you're feeling, but I want you to know you can talk about it, and I'm here to listen. The last few that I'm going to bring in, I feel are really important to let the person know that I'm available and that I really care. So, kind of right when it happens, Jen, tell me anything you need. I'm here for you 24 hours a day. Whatever you need, just tell me what I can do. I don't necessarily know, but I'm really happy to do anything you need. And kind of afterwards, just checking in weekly, I feel is really important, so it's kind of awkward, but it's on the telephone or some such. Hey Jen, it's John. I'm just checking in to see how you're doing, see if you're alright, and if you might want to get a cup of coffee, get together, just get out a little bit. Just want to make sure that you're doing okay. And then the last one is to check up when the anniversary rolls around, which hasn't for my friend's grandma yet, but it will be soon, so just give a phone call again. Hey Jen, it's John checking up on you. I know it's been about a year since your grandmother died, and I was just wanting to make sure you're doing all right, see how you are. Give me a call back if you get a chance. If not, just wanted you to know that I'm thinking about you and wanted you to know. Have a nice day. Okay, that was kind of dry at the end. I'm not really sure what to say. I'm trying to keep a straight face. Anyways, this has been Chapter 7, Emotional Messages, and I hope you've enjoyed it very much, and I look forward to the conflict resolution paper we have coming up, and I apologize for my awkwardness in front of the camera, as it's always a little bit strange to look at a tiny little black square and know that I'm actually talking to someone. So I hope you're doing really well, and hope you enjoyed. And again, sorry there are some edits in there between different sections, and hope that worked out okay. So have a great rest of the week, and enjoy your weekend.